Ladies and gentle people, it is February 28th. It is the week after Olympics stopped, like almost a week ago. It is the week where the carnival is going to hit some towns, like I know the south of the Netherlands will be celebrating the whole weekend, all the way up to Tuesday. I know Brazilian is celebrating parts of Germany. I don't know where in the world. But it's going to be a madhouse. A lot of people are going to be dressed up and having a lot of fun with a lot of drinks. But we are not here for that, right? We are here for this single game called Marvel Heroes, and this is my second episode. Thanks everyone for being here, for looking this up on YouTube, and for the first time ever, second episode, first time ever, I am in my very own Marvel Heroes studio. There it is. Da da da! Right? How do you like that one? I have to thank our Mythic for setting this up. And I'm not in my room anymore. I am in this very cool studio, so that's pretty cool. Um, what are we going to talk about? We're going to talk about a lot of things today. Starting with the patch, this week has been the patch 2.3 training day, and before I start there is another item that I had last week, and it is the Super Bowl. So before we start on the patch notes and on the show, I am going to the Super Bowl. One sec. And I have to move all the way to the Super Bowl. There we are. Here is my Super Bowl. How does this work? Right. How does this work? During my streams and during just the thing that I do online, people can send me suggestions, and I make up my own suggestions as well, of things that I could do that are crazy that I could stream online on YouTube. And all these ideas, they go on a ticket and they go into the Super Bowl, my very own Malesurs Super Bowl, right? So as you can see, there are more ideas here. If you want to win a Wolverine pack, you send me an email. It is malesuronline@live.nl. Send me an email, send the subject Malesurs Super Bowl or Super Bowl or Super Bowl, whatever you want, and send me a cool suggestion, something that I could do at the end of the episode. And hopefully your idea is in here, and if I pull it out, you win a Wolverine code, right? That's awesome. So I am going to take a ticket right now. And we're going to see what's going to happen at the end of the episode. So I'm going to close my eyes. And the first ever Super Bowl pick is... Ooh, I'm so excited. There's so much crazy stuff in there. You have no idea. Alright. I cannot really open this because I have black hands for some weird reason. Which you will find out pretty soon as well. This is... Alright, the first Super Bowl is the Siege mode. At the end of this show, I am going to go through the Siege of the new story episode. That's one of the tickets. So at the end, you will see me going through the story mode, and you're going to see the second chapter, chapter 9 of Siege. So that was the previous patch, and I'm going to do that at the end of the show. Alright. That's cool. That was the Super Bowl, so we're going to see that at the end. Back to the studio. Alright, here we are. So, in this patch, I was showing that. Let me go to the game for you guys. There is, they introduced this new costume. They made a Daredevil rework. And I'm going to show it. This is the new costume. It is Daredevil Noir. And he also has, the pet is in the game now, the Throg pet. And there he does. He doesn't have a voice, it's not an enhanced pet, but he looks pretty cool. It is a frog with the powers of Thor, right? So let's quickly go to training room. I'm going to talk a few minutes about the rework.
We make our own future, mate.
I leveled him to 60. I had a lot of fun with that. I think it's a great rework. It's not yet perfect, but hey, they're still working on that. So let me quickly go over the stuff that they changed. I'm going up to open the skill trees, and what they changed is they gave him a staff strike, which gives a lot of crit, And what they've done is they made it so that you use uh, your stuffs, and they make out of that stuff they make one big stuff, and it hits quite a large area, and it gives a lot of crit. Also, Nunchuck Beatdown is the ability that I used as my main ability, and he makes, as you can see, it looks you can see there, it looks pretty cool. The animations are pretty well done, and the biggest change that they made are the, as you can see at the bottom, the combo points. Um, they made him a real ninja, so you make your combo points, you finish your combo points, and you even have a after finisher move, right? So there's a lot of cool stuff there. Um, that's what they did. They also changed um, Human Torch, and we're not going to talk too much about that because I want to introduce you to something else, and that is my very special guest for the night. And let me go back to the studio. And to what I want to do is let me quickly go there. Um, I want to ask you, could you open up your voice, Mr. Lone Wolf? Are you there?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Hello, welcome to my studio. I'm going to go over to your live right in a sec. The first thing I want to add before we start is, how did you came up with your name, the Lone Wolf?
Um, well, I was actually working with a client. As some may know or may not know, I did a lot of personal training, much more heavily than I do these days, some time ago. So, I had clients from all different walks of life, and it was just an observation that a client made one time, and a lot of people sort of agreed that I'm just the kind of person who is, eh, I guess you could call a loner in some aspects, which is not to be confused with being socially awkward or anything. It's just that I tend to keep to myself when it's appropriate. And it's actually also tied into a song that I really love, which is from Kill Bill. If anybody's watched the movie Kill Bill and you've heard the soundtrack, there's a soundtrack, one of the tracks called The Lonely Shepherd. I love that song. It speaks to my soul. So, yeah, that's kind of where it comes from. And I guess to take it all the way, it sort of means that it's one who keeps to him or herself, but is also willing to guide and help others. That's where the shepherd part comes from.
All right, so you combined the two and made your nickname.
That's it.
All right, cool. Well, as you can see, we have breaking news. We have you live on screen right now, and yeah. So could you please introduce yourself to the viewers? Who are you? And yeah.
Well, as we just obviously heard, I'm known as the Lone Wolf Shepherd online, Lone for short, Wolf, whatever you like. I started streaming not too long ago, actually. Probably, I guess maybe a week or two after Marvel Heroes went live officially.
Hmm.
Uh, have been loving it ever since. As we're about to get into in a few minutes, the game is so good now. Has improved so much since
Yes.
back then. Um, and as far as streaming is concerned, it was always something that I was aware of, but as life happens, no one really sits there and necessarily thinks, okay, I'm going to do this tomorrow. Or absolutely. So it just kind of happened when it did organically.
Hmm.
But it's been fun so far. It's really interesting. Big learning.
All right. Also, are you the founder of Rage Quit, the guild? Or could you talk me a little bit about that guild?
Yeah, sure. So Rage Quit was co-founded with myself and Vayu some time ago, probably actually day one when uh, when that feature was made available. Uh, the guild grew exponentially in a very short time. Vayu moved on, um, and I kept on in the guild as guild leader,
Yeah.
and essentially the idea behind the guild originally, and really still to this day, is to push the community, push the Marvel community to become better, to become more competitive, more exact in the way we play the game. We're very much a min-maxing kind of guild, although we
Right.
have plenty of casual players as well. And really, but to do all of that with respect for the community and to help the community grow in that way.
All right. That sounds great. Can people apply to your guild?
Sure, absolutely. We're always looking for new members. There really aren't too many crazy requirements. If you're interested, you can actually post a link on chat, which I guess would be the easiest way.
Yeah.
So you go there, you go under the app section, applications, and yeah. So pretty standard stuff. I mean, we'd like people to have at least one level 60 hero and kind of get a feel for what people are looking for in the game. But yeah, we're a pretty chilled out guild for the most part.
All right. That sounds great. So let's start on the real reason why I brought you in, and that's because I want to talk about a little bit like a state of the game part. We could talk about like 15 minutes about. I think we should start at the first reason why do we like Marvel heroes, and go a little bit further about how. I mean, why are we still supporting it, right? I mean,
Right, right.
let's so and then move on to how is the current state, and then end with what can we expect for the future. So, um, unavoidably, we have to talk about this. That's the start of the game. I know for me it was very clear. A Diablo clone with superheroes made from a guy that spent a lot of time making Diablo 1, Diablo 2, at least was a huge part in that. For me was a no-brainer. This game could have been 10 times worse and I would still play it, right?
Yep.
Um, but it hit and there was even in beta a lot of negativity going on, and I do want to talk with you about it. What was your experience when the game launched? Because we both know it was not just what we yeah, there was something.
Yep. Yep. Let me first answer the question that you posed right off the bat. My experience was not the best.
Yeah.
My literally my first experience of loading up the beta was me trying to come down the no longer existing uh, raft elevator. So
Yeah.
you would go down that elevator, you'd fight the bunch of little Hydra dudes that would hop up over the rail, and after you did that, you would walk down this little corridor, and then you were supposed to continue on, right?
Yeah.
But that's it. I couldn't. There was just like this invisible wall situation happening, and I was like beating my head on the keyboard for like a good 15 minutes trying to, because I really wanted to experience more of the game.
Yeah.
And honestly, it was such a huge letdown that I was just like, you know what? Okay, I see that this is going to take some time. I don't want to frustrate myself. So let me walk away from this, which I did. I
Mhm.
walked away from it and came back to the beta probably a month or two or something like that after that. So the game was still in beta, but still very much in a volatile state.
Yeah.
What a lot of people don't know, some may not, is that the game wasn't in its entirety, when it was back in beta, and obviously it carries over till now, wasn't entirely made by this company, by Gazillion. This was kind of like a project that they took on from another company. So from a coding perspective, that matters, because in some sense you have to clean up other people's mistakes,
Mhm.
code-wise. So I say that to say this: maybe some of the bad experiences that we had to do with that.
Yeah. Um, but it was originally for David Brevik, right? The whole project, or is that not? Am I mistaken there?
Well, I don't know the details of how and when Dave Brevik originally became involved. What I have heard, and again, please do your own research on this, is that David Brevik, originally this was going to be the idea, the concept was going to be Diablo 3, right?
Yeah.
But that there was some sort of a falling out there between Brevik and, I guess Blizzard, and so that sort of project was scrapped, right? So we don't know what was completed up until that point, but that's what I've heard, that it was sort of scrapped and left on the shelf. But what was supposed to be Marvel Heroes, which had a different name at that time, wasn't working out. It seemed like the studio that was working on it wasn't really, keeping up their end of the bargain. And
Yeah.
so Marvel, as a company, said to them, okay, so let's break ways and let's leave this as it is, and we'll seek a different direction. At which point